Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got a post here from Genfinity and I think you're going to want to see this. So they say, breaking, McLaren announces multi-year partnership with Hedera for F1 and IndyCar. Official partner branding on cars and race suits across both series. Free digital collectibles on Hedera every race weekend starting this season. Wow, okay, real great stuff here. So you've got the little thumbnail that you can see in regards to this. It says McLaren Racing and Hedera partner for digital fan engagement. Yeah, so from what I'm gathering, just going by this post, it's a bit short and sweet, but from what I'm gathering, it's basically going to be two things, right? One, it's going to be sponsorship. So it's going to be, you know, Hedera getting a lot of basically eyeballs on them because they'll have like their badge, like their logo plastered over the cars and also on the race suits. And then secondly, it's going to be, you know, the fan engagement, as they say, in terms of free digital collectibles. So that's going to be along the lines of NFTs, basically, right? I think this is good. Again, I think this is good. At the end of the day, you know, it's promotion. It's all about promotion. And at the end of the day, the more people that can see you, you know, get the idea of who you are, the better. That's how it works. Like if you look at, even to this day, you can still see, you know, companies like McDonald's, KFC, you know, huge companies, Dell, you know, Microsoft, Apple. These are still companies that do things like this. They still do big promotions, and it's because it's what helps. It's just a form of advertisement and a way to get people to still see that you're around, to still see that you're relevant, that kind of thing. And even for the people who might not be sure, it might be like, hey, what's that Hedera thing? Like, what's that all about? And then, you know, they do a quick Google search and they start looking into it and figuring out what it is. So it's all part of how this can lead to Hedera getting more, you know, more eyes. So yeah, I'm definitely all for this overall. The other part of it, as I say, was in regards to the fan engagement. So as I say, that's going to be, it says free digital collectible. So I think that's going to be NFTs. That would make the most sense. So it could be numerous things, right? You could imagine that maybe they do cars, so you get a free version of one of the cars that was used in a race, or they start making these custom cars that they put out, or you can get NFTs of some of the drivers, that kind of thing. So imagine just, for example, a Lewis Hamilton NFT, right? That kind of thing. And maybe they'll do like cartoon versions of them and stuff like that, like all different things. Like you can already kind of get the idea that when it comes to this kind of stuff, like the opportunities are endless, right? You've just got to have that creativity and imagination, and you'll be able to do plenty of things. So I really can already see this being a big, you know, a big deal. And again, like for people who are really heavily in the racing community, do Hedera. Why? Well, think about it. If you've got people who really want to collect these, you know, digital collectible items, then they could say, well, how do I get them? Like you can have people who are avid fans of something, right? So they might be like, look, I've got huge like memorabilia for F1. Like I've got a lot of things. I want to collect these collectibles. I want to get them, right? And so if that means like I have to get on Hedera now to get those collectibles, then yeah, so be it. I'll do that because I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like people with, you know, like Pokemon cards and stuff like that. Some people will go above and beyond to get Pokemon cards because they're a big fan of Pokemon cards, a big fan of Pokemon. So, you know, if it's a thing where they have to do, you know, go to another country to go and get this rare Pokemon card, they'll do that. If they have to spend like thousands of dollars to get this Pokemon card because it's a rare card, they will do that. So again, this is a thing of, hey, the collectibles are free. You just have to use Hedera to get the collectible. For some people, that's a simple trade-off, a very simple trade-off, right? So yeah, I think at the end of the day, when I look at this, there's a lot of potential here. And more than anything, at the end of the day, it's getting a lot of eyes on Hedera. And that's the important part. So I think this is a positive overall. We'll see how it goes. But this is the thing, like, it's hard to ever quantify stuff like this, right? Because you don't know how much of this, you can say numbers, has turned into people actively now going on Hedera, right? So it's hard to say like this is going to bring X amount of people, or it'll be hard to actually look at that and say this is what it did. You'll get an idea because you'll see like, okay, you know, we've got X amount of people taking part in the free digital collectibles, but it might not just be that. It could be other things in terms of how they use Hedera in the future. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's hard to say a definitive number of what this will get. And I think that will be hard for them to kind of give us a breakdown of figures. But at the end of the day, it is just putting more eyes on Hedera. So it's all helping towards getting that acknowledgement, and as things get clearer and clearer, like as things start to get more clear in terms of adoption and stuff like that, Hedera's name is going to ring bells, right? Because we know it's one of the better networks out there, and it's going to be that thing of, hey, where did I see that Hedera thing before? Where did I see that logo, that H? And then, oh yeah, when I was watching the Formula 1 racing, oh okay, so yeah, they're really out there, you know, they're with these big companies, they're being sponsored and sponsoring huge companies. Okay, maybe they're worth checking out. You know, it's those simple little things is what can lead to adoption. That's all that it takes, right? That little curiosity. So yeah, overall, I think this is a big move. Thought I'd share this with you, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on this one. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.